Hello everybody, how's it going today? So today we are going to go out around our property and do some mushroom hunting. Oh wait, I gotta take the case off my machete real quick. So we're gonna go do some mushroom hunting today around the property. I don't really know why I'm bringing this. I think I'm just gonna leave it here actually. But so we've been having some really good mushrooms go around my property and stuff. We got a lot of chanterelles and other mushrooms that my family and me really like to hunt. So chanterelle mushrooms are like some of the most edible mushrooms that you can possibly find. And we've made some stews and other meals out of them. You can just eat chanterelle mushrooms after you cook them. So we're going to go hunting for some of those today. I can kind of add you in on all of them. I don't know all of the mushroom types, but I can add you in on some of them and stuff. So, let's go hunting. So we have a very large trail around our property. So we'll just walk around. I got 10 acres worth of property here. So we'll walk around all the trails and stuff. So yeah, let's go do that, man. Okay, here we go. I have to go past our chickens to get to one of our trails. So we'll be there eventually. If I had someone else here to film with me today, it would be a lot easier. But there is unfortunately nobody here right now. Dalton's not here. A couple of my other friends aren't here to do anything, so yeah. Let's see what we got here. We have a couple flushes of chanterelle mushrooms out around our property. So I'm mainly walking to a big one that we have, a giant flush of chanterelle mushrooms. I wanted to go check them yesterday and a couple days before. There's nothing there, but they kind of grow in pretty fast. So we'll go see if there's anything there. I'll fill you in if we find some. Fill you in on what they look like, how they're going to eat, and a close relative that looks to them that you should not eat. So yeah. Remember, I'm pretty dumb. Remember, the name of literally the logo of this channel is dumb shit. We do dumb shit to don't do what we do. So almost fell there. So if you want to end up doing some mushroom hunting like I'm doing and finding chanterelle mushrooms, look them up first. Look up all kinds of mushrooms. Look at edible mushrooms. Look at pictures and look around your woods or anything that are next to you and just don't do what I do. I'd suggest looking it up or watching videos on YouTube of people that actually know what they're doing with chanterelle mushrooms. Because I know what I'm doing and that's where I mainly got my information from, is on YouTube, but you never know if I could be wrong or not. So, because there's a very close relative to chanterelle mushrooms, and we don't have any of those on our property, but I'll tell you about them soon. So yeah. So I can tell you about them right now if you want. So so very close relative to chanterelle mushrooms is called the jack-o'-lantern mushroom. The jack-o'-lantern mushroom likes to grow on dead trees of some kind in very large clumps on the ground or in the dead trees. The thing about chanterelle mushrooms, that the difference is that jack-o'-lanterns grow in really large groups. Chanterelle mushrooms, they grow in spaced out gaps. There are some groups of them, but they're not one giant big clump. So if you want to look up a picture of jack-o'-lantern mushrooms, it'll come up with a really giant big clump. And if you look up a picture of chanterelle mushrooms, it'll show like a flush of them all separated out. So that's kind of like the really big difference. And they kind of have a little bit of a different color to them as well. So yeah. Oh gosh. 10 acres of property is a lot of property. I haven't seen really any chanterelles yet. We got a flush right back here, is where I'm at right now. We got none here, so right here is where the flush usually is. If you look, you don't really see many mushrooms. They're usually yellow. See? Oh, right here. So right here, that is a chanterelle mushroom. It's kind of small and it's kind of past. As in past is they're older and they're not edible. Oh shoot. So this is a chanterelle mushroom. It's really small. So you kind of see that pattern on top, those wrinkles, that cup. It also has gills. Or not gills. They're waves. I can't really remember the name of them. But they have like gill things. I believe here is some jack-o'-lanterns. So these, I believe, are jack-o'-lantern mushrooms. they also have waves at the bottom, but they're more orangish and they glow in bigger clumps. Because that one chandrail mushroom was all by itself. At that jack-o'-lantern little thing, there were like 4 of them connected together. So I believe that was a jack. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. I don't think those were jack-o'-lanterns, but we got a flush of chandrail mushrooms right here. Let's go. So as you can tell, these are chandrail mushrooms. So, which I'm gonna bring back to my house so we can cook them up, wash them. I'll wash them when I get back. I don't know if I'm gonna record that, but because my sister and my grandmother are there, but I can record it another time. So this is a big chandrail mushroom. As you can tell, it has the like gills on the bottom, and this is what they look like. This is a chandrail mushroom. There's a couple more. These are, if you can tell, so most chandrail mushrooms that are past, they're a lot more like losing their color, so they're not as vibrant yellow as this, and they have a lot more holes in them. And yeah, so we have a decent flush of chandrail mushrooms right here. Sorry, I got an itch on my arm. So these are all chandrail mushrooms, so I'm going to collect these and we'll keep going on our walk. I think I'm going to have to use my hat, because there's actually a couple here. So we'll collect these chandrail mushrooms real quick. Pop them right in the hat. Yeah, let's go. This is what I was really going for. I really wanted these. There's a decent amount out here. So as you can tell, so let's show the difference. That's fine. So this, hold on. So this chandrail mushroom right here, this small one, is a past chandrail mushroom. As you can tell, is a lot more tanner than the other one is. This mushroom right here is a young chandrail mushroom. They are good to eat. You can still eat the past chandrails, but I just wouldn't recommend it because they're just older, and then they're not as they don't have as much flavor as they do when they're younger. So my entire hat right here is full of young chandrail mushrooms. That other one was a little past, so we got ourselves a little bit of chandrail mushrooms. Not in the usual flush that we usually have them in, but they're growing all over our property. So you gotta really keep your eye out. If you see like a yellow mushroom that's kind of like flat and has a little bit of a bowl in it, and then has those gills on the bottom like that, that is a chandrail mushroom. So yeah, and there's also an app. I don't know the name, but you can download it. It's like a mushroom app. You can take a picture of it, and it'll tell you what type of mushroom it is. So I would recommend downloading one of those as well. I've just been doing this for a couple months now, so I kind of know what there are and stuff. And we don't have many other yellow mushrooms growing on our property other than chandrails. So yeah, let's keep walking around the property and see if we can find a couple more. If you think I did not lose my hat, that's what I'm holding the chandrails in. So, and if I did kind of lose it, it's probably just going to be on my property if I did lose it. So, yeah. Hill, hill, marching up the hill. Yeah. I don't see any more currently. They're not usually up. We have like 2 levels at our property that's low, and then you go up a hill, and it goes to our different side of our property. So I'm up here right now, and we usually don't have chandrails up here, so I don't think there's going to be any up here. But there is a flush that we have found next to our garage, where we started. So we'll head back down there and look and see if we can find any down there. Switch hands. Your arms get tired when you're holding the camera out for so long with one hand. Especially when you don't have someone else here to film. It'd be so much more helpful if I had like Dalton here to film with me. But yeah. If I could end up making this channel bigger one time, that would be great. Then I could get monetized, start making money. That would be the best thing. And yeah, eventually get enough money to maybe get a camera guy, an editor and stuff. So I don't usually do too many edits on mine videos. Oh, Jesus. So we have not found some chandrail mushrooms, but we have found a very large mushroom. I'm not exactly sure what kind of mushroom this is, per se, but it's definitely very large. It's connected with another smaller one, so I'm going to pick up the smaller one. This one does indeed have gills. except it had like a little flap over it. It's interesting. That's a very large mushroom. And the thing about mushrooms, so all mushrooms, once you get them, you can kind of place them down, you can throw them. Because what mushrooms are is when you see them above ground, like look at all those big mushrooms around. Right here, there's a couple over there. There's tons on our property, but you can pick them all you want and just like put them anywhere you want. Yeah, they won't set into the ground again, but what mushrooms are, the things that peak above ground are like the fruits of a tree. So think of like an apple tree, how they grow apples on them. Think of it if it's underground and it puts all of its fruit up above the ground. So what mushrooms are is they're basically the fruit of a giant underground tree. That's technically what mushrooms are. So you can pick mushrooms all you want and they'll just eventually grow back after a little while. So there's really no reason to hesitate if you want to pick a mushroom. So want to pick it and you just set it back down or you can chuck it. It's really not that big of a deal because they'll just grow back. I was always hesitant about picking mushrooms when I was younger before I really started getting into mushroom hunting. And I learned from my dad that apparently if you just pick them, they're just fruits. They're like fruits of a tree that's underground. So you pick them all you want and then you could just throw them somewhere and they'll grow back in like a day or 2 days. Depends on the type of mushroom and when they grow back. So yeah, I've learned that. So that's a good thing for you guys to know. Oh, almost dropped the Chandrels. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. They're getting out of my hands here. It's windy up here, guys. It's windy. Up on the mountains, it's windy, bro. So yeah, I'm like up on like a mountain, so it's really windy up here. So it's kind of sketch. So yeah, it's really beautiful day out where I am. Very nice, very beautiful. It went nice and windy, you know. It feels great. Not too wicked hot. It's been a good day so far. So yeah, so we'll head down to this little flush by my garage, see if there's any there or see if they've already gone past, and yeah, let's go. We have like a couple of exact spots on where we have Chandrel mushrooms on our property. So where we were at the very back of our forest is where that's a very large flush and where I found these. And then we also have some growing around the property, but the two main spots is up here by our garage and back there is where the giant flush is. So yeah, we ended up having like 3 big giant like 1-gallon bowls with us for like cooking and stuff. We ended up filling all 3 of them to the brim, and I was with my dad and we filled both of our hats as well. Because we only took those 3 bowls and we had our 2 hats. We filled our hats and we filled the bowls with Chandrel mushrooms. That's how many were there in that one flush. It was crazy. So yeah, and when we find Chandrel mushrooms, we'll take them in. We'll cut off the stems because you don't really want to eat not the entire stem to get just to the leaf from where it is. You just cut off the base where it was in the dirt, where it's dirty. But then you can eat the rest of the stem and stuff. You can look up how to cook them. We usually put them in a wong. I like this big dish that people used to like stir fry and stuff. We put them in there and we put garlic, pepper, salt, all kinds of stuff in there. These things get really small too. Oh, we do have some back here actually. And these are not passed. They were eaten by slugs. So they're not really good to eat. So, but yeah, so we put them in there with some salt and pepper and garlic and stuff. And these are very big and very moist. When you do cook them down, they release a lot of water. So after you cook them down, they release water and stuff. I suggest draining that water before you put in all your seasonings, and then really mix it in, and then more water will probably release. And then, then just drain that water out too. So there's like a way to do it that we do it. I'd suggest looking up a video on how to do it. We also freeze our mushrooms after we cook them. We freeze them up and put them in our freezer. So yeah, and then we can just eat them and reheat them and eat them anytime. So that was really my video on mushroom hunting stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a couple things, and have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out.